Race car life. Race car life, guys. It's working on them. It's fixing them. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Turbo John, and we're over here at Randy's shop. This is not Pro Mod Randy. This is our other buddy, Randy Saunders. We're trying to go to Bradenton to race X275. We just got everything updated in the car, but we pulled the valve covers off. I wanted to go through the valves before we throwed it in the box to go to the track, and we found a problem. Let me show you what we found. Check it out. Comment, like, and subscribe. Go to Turbo John Racing if you want to buy some hats and t-shirts. Appreciate you guys watching, sharing, and if you have the option to hype a video, hit that hype button. Let's see if we can share it and get it going. Appreciate it, guys. Comment, like, and subscribe. All right, guys, so we have an updated window net in. It's a little long, but we can't really modify it. Next one, we'll probably have to get a custom one, but they're a little ways out on the custom. Way they done this is the belt loop, which I don't know if that's actually legal anymore. That may not be legal anymore. I think I remember that they were requiring a pull. We'll see what they say when we get to the track. I mean, the bottom part is nice. The way it works is that just goes down to fold down so that it gets out of the way, and then then you climb in, and then that kind of just folds back so you can get in the car. Is the goal there. So yeah, so we're done up here. So inside the car is now done, completed, ready to go. So we're set there. Everything is attached. 6-point harness is in. So up here, we're going to snatch the valve covers off real quick and go through the rockers. Just see what they look like. See what kind of adjustments. There's that 85mm forced inductions turbo. We were looking at the weights. It looks like our base weight was 2875, and then we get some deductions for the intake, and then we have to add some because of the turbo, I think. But then we get a deduction because of the turbo. There's a lot to the X275 rules. So let's take the valve covers off real quick, see what it's got under there, and just run through them real quick. All right, guys. So rocker arms are T&D aluminums. Super, super nice stuff. Very, very nice stuff. Cranked it up and everything is normal. Everything sounds good. But we just found right here, this is a piece of valve spring. It looks like inner valve spring most likely. So, man, it never freaking ends. It never ends. I mean, this is race car life right here. So it was there, so it's off of one of these two most likely. Let's see. It looks like one of the inner ones. Is that a triple spring? I can't tell. It looks like a triple. Okay, let's see if we can see which one it is. Can't get, oh no, it's that one right there. There it is. That's an outer spring. It is an outer. Wow, look at that. Wow, what in the world happened on that spring? It's coiled up. It's bound up somehow. No, the spring is like destroyed. What in the world is happening there? The spring ain't springing.
Spring has sprung.
Oh boy, that is not good. Okay, let's see if we can. Wow, I have never seen that. I wonder if it's bound up on the inside, because the outer one's broke, and probably the inside one is probably got the outside bound up. That's why it looks like that. I assume. Wow. Okay, let's see if we can bump this thing over. We'll see. I mean, valve springs break. I mean, they just do. They are, I mean, they're a service item, clearly. I mean, it could be a flaw. I mean, they're brittle. Usually when you break a valve spring, though, I mean, it's just a matter of just snapping it off and replacing it. So let's see if we can figure out what we're going to do here. I'm not familiar with that spring. There's probably not a part number on it, but I mean, everything's fresh. So we'll see if we can get a set of valve springs. And it looks like the installed height on this thing is really, really tall. So we're going to need to change the springs. I've got the stuff I've got the equipment to where we can change them on the car, so it's not that big a deal. I think mine will work on this. Randy's is a little bit different, but my T&D, Randy's is the same too. But yeah, so I've got the stuff to change it. So let's roll the motor over and see if we can figure out exactly what we need to do. I know I'm kind of rambling here. It's kind of a ramble, but small block Ford, all aluminum stuff, Yates heads, Higgins heads. I don't know. I've never heard of them, but man, this is a nice piece. This is a very, very nice engine. So we're ready to go to the track. So just got through making everything legal to go to the track. Seat belts are updated, window nets updated. And so we just wanted to go through the rocker arms to make sure everything was good on the rocker arms. And this is what we see. All right, hang on. Let me get back to you in a minute. I'll let you know what we're doing, what we're going to do. Brandon, try to find a wrench that'll fit this, and let's turn this over by hand. It's probably a 15/16 or a 1 inch. Let's see what we can find here. Glad we pulled the valve covers off, guys. This is maintenance. If you don't find stuff like this, the next evolution on this, the next time it goes high RPM, high power pass, it's going to drop a valve. It's going to lose control of that valve 100%. So this is why you have to, a race car, it's a race car. Race cars break, race cars, I mean, they're a lot of work, a lot of maintenance, and you have to stay on top of it. So, yeah, let's see what we got to do.
Get ready for the Heartbreak No Prep Throwdown, February 6th and 7th at Wayne County Speedway. Friday night, 26-inch tire and run what you brung. Saturday, street car and 28-inch small tire battle. Huge payouts, killer no prep.
All right, guys. Well, we just showed you which valve spring is the issue. So we just run the motor over, and you can see it's pulled up. So let's talk about springs, how to set them up, and what happens, and how this is critical. Sometimes things just happen. Sometimes things are malfunctioned. There's defects, and sometimes things happen when it's running to cause issues. Let me go over it with you real quick. All right, guys. So when you're thinking about valve springs, when you're thinking about coil bind, when you're thinking about how these things are set up, so Brandon's never really messed with it on the inside, so I was just going over it with him a little bit. And so I decided I might want to go over it with y'all as well. So when you have a spring, right? Spring is like this big. It's really, really, really tall. So the spring is big, and then you compress it down. And then you compress it down. This is called the install height. So that's the install height, right? So that is the free spring when it's in there right now. When you look at one and you can wiggle the rock arm a little bit, one of them that's up, that is 100% the installed height. So you have a base spring pressure, right? So then as the rocker works, the camshaft turns, the lifter comes up, the push rod pushes down. On the rocker arm, it actually pushes up, and then it goes down, right? So it leverages up. Whoop, 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 whoop. And so as it pops down, then the spring is compressed. So the spring goes from free to installed. This is installed, and then it starts compression. The valve's opening, and then it comes back up. So as it goes down, there's something called coil bind. What coil bind is when that spring, when you put it in a vise with the retainer and with a plate on it, then it stops somewhere, right? So you have a coil bind height. So when you're setting these up, it's critical that when you set them up, that the maximum lift of the camshaft does not do coil bind. If it coil binds, it goes solid, and then what happens? Something happens. I don't know what happens. Something happens. Usually it'll bend like a push rod. Usually it'll, have issues. Something happens because once it goes solid, sometimes it'll wipe the camshaft out. Sometimes it'll mess the lifter up. Sometimes it'll mess the rock arm up. Sometimes it'll break the valve springs. But these do not look like they're coil binding. And so this one is an intake valve that is actually broken here. So let's go to an intake. I'm gonna go to maximum lift. And we're not trying to crank this, obviously. So, I mean, it's fine to bump it over like this. But let me show you real fast. Let me grab the camera. Does that make sense, Brandon? You don't want a coil bind. Yeah. No coil bind.
Don't crush it.
Don't crush it. So, this is the spring. This is the spring, the intake on whatever number this is, number 5. See, there is plenty of room there. And it's at like maximum there. And the way you set it up is you actually measure it. So you want it about 50 or 60 thousandths, sometimes 100 thousandths, sometimes 30 thousandths. maximum lift on the camshaft prior to coil bind. If you have it too much, so sometimes you say, okay, I want to be way away from coil bind. I want to not be close to coil bind at all, and you put 200 thousandths in there. Then that's a problem. You think you've done the right thing by giving it more, but you actually did not. Because what happens when you do that, it's called spring surge, and there's some good videos on the internet on YouTube, high RPM valve terrain, and the spring, it doesn't just go whoop, 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 whoop. It doesn't do that. It shakes as it goes down, and as it comes up, it shakes as well. It's called spring surge, and you lose control of the valve. So you have to set it up exactly right. And these are, just been set up. So I'm sure that they were set up correctly. So probably what happened, parts are parts. What does a new mean? What does a new part mean?
Never even worked.
Never ever worked. Look, I ain't never heard that terminology before until my buddy Josh, I was like, but it ain't new. He's like, well, that means it ain't never ever worked. Sometimes new stuff, you have problems. They have the best quality control they can get. But when you look at this spring, it just completely just collapsed and it broke. And, somebody might be able to, the spring people may be able to look at that and tell you exactly what the failure was. But, I can't. That's the only piece I see. But, and that's the other question, is there more missing? Is there more missing, or is that the only piece? I guess when we start to disassemble it, we'll be able to see a little bit more. It's hard to see with it down in there on it. So that is what we're dealing with right now. So it doesn't look like they coil bind. I don't know what springs those are. I don't know what the installed height is on those springs. So I'm gonna try to find out. I've got all my tools at the house. We can change valve springs, but the problem is we got to get valve springs. Now it is Saturday, and we ain't got no valve springs right now. Now we can probably get some PSIs from Summit. Randy's probably got some, Randy Eller, because he changes springs a lot. But I don't know if it's the same height, same springs. So we're fixing to. I'm gonna pull this rocker arm off right now. This is a super nice setup, guys. This is a super nice setup. Sometimes things just happen, and so that's what it is. So you understand coil bind. Coil bind. Okay, quiz time. What is coil bind?
When it goes all the way down, and that's the furthest it can go down.
It stops. That's right. What happens if it hits coil bind?
The valve gets out of control.
Something breaks.
Yeah, something breaks.
Look, I'm gonna start quizzing Brandon. Brandon's been going to the track a long time. He's learning all about this race car stuff. He's been hanging out with us and helping us, so that's pretty cool. So, and as he learns, then I should have been doing that Q&A with Brandon, learning new stuff about race cars. So that's what we're going to do. I'm gonna pull it off and see if I see anything of it still working. If it was a single spring, then obviously it would already drop the valve. But since it is a triple spring down in there, it looks like. Or it's at least a double. It may be a triple. Can you see if there's 3 springs in there, or is there 2? I think I see 3. I think there's 3. So triple springs. That's probably the same one Randy's is run. The same ones. I don't know if these are Iskis or PSIs or what they are. Let's pull this one off real quick and see what we got. This is very nice engine. Stuff happens. Things break. It's part of racing. You fix it. You keep on going. That's what you got. That's the choices you have when you have a race car. Is you stop and you say I'm done and you leave it in the trailer or the shop, or you just work on it and fix it and keep going. All right, guys. Well, the valve spring is off, or the rocker arm. I'm sorry, not the valve spring. And you still can't really see much down in there, honestly, other than it's broken. It is. We do think it's a dual spring. It does look like there's only 2 and not 3, but we're trying to find a valve spring. We got to find the number on it and see which ones they are and get some ordered so we can make the race this coming weekend. All right, guys. Well, we are done. We have made it as far as we can right now with what we got. So we'll see what happens. Look at these hands. Oh my goodness. Look at. I wiped them with brake clean. I don't know if that was a good idea. I got all the doggone oil off of them. All my oils. So we got some work to do. We still are trying to go to Bradenton. We got to find out what valve springs it is. As long as we can get valve springs here, which probably we can get them. Maybe Kevin's got some, or somebody's got some. Summit. If Kevin's got some in stock, we'll just run up there and get them, and we'll come back Monday and stick them on. If not, if we have to order them, we'll overnight them, get them Tuesday, and then come put it together Tuesday is the game plan. I'll let you know. I'll follow up. Y'all going to see this probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. So game plan is to be at Bradenton, but we'll see how it goes. Check it out. Comment, like, and subscribe. See you.